this is his time to practice for his first date. So she is representing the typical Singaporean woman.
Harold Rees adjusted his tie for the third time. Not because he was particularly vain, just nervous. He'd traveled from his quiet life in Cardiff, Wales, all the way to Lisbon, Portugal, at the invitation of TLC's Match Me Abroad. But this wasn't a real date. It was a practice date, a rehearsal in a foreign city to learn how to date, before meeting his real match. He exhaled and looked around the sleek glass lobby of the boutique hotel in Alfama. His coach, Mara, a cheerful Portuguese-American with boundless energy, greeted him with a warm hug and enthusiastic, "All right, Harold, let's do this." Inside a meeting room, Mara explained, "Tonight, you'll go on a 2-hour practical session with a local, who's prepped to help guide you. Think of it as safe space to practice conversation, boundaries, and presence." Harold nodded. His palms shook slightly. Mara passed him a card. The name, Sofia Carvalho. A smiling photo, early 30s, stylish, friendly eyes. Harold gulped. Sofia would play the role of a practice partner. Not a romantic match, just someone to practice with. But it still felt real. They met in a small cafe overlooking a tiled square lit by lanterns. Sofia stood, greeted Harold with a gentle handshake, and immediately put him at ease. She spoke softly, with a lilting accent. Harold's nervousness softened, just a little. Mara remained hidden nearby, bubbling with observation tips. Practice light conversation. Ask open questions. Notice body language. They settled with coffees, Bicca for her, Earl Grey for him. They began with small talk. Sofia asked about his hometown. Harold described Cardiff's green hills and rainy charm. But then came a silence, a sparkless gap. He wasn't sure what to say next. He tried dodging humor. "So, elephants?" He laughed at himself. Sofia paused, blinked, then smiled kindly. "Harold, let's talk about something you love. What are your passions?" Harold brightened. He spoke about gardening, a hobby he loved but rarely mentioned. Midway, he realized he was rambling, and had allowed her to guide the tone easily. They shifted to the guided exercise. Ask a deep question. Sofia started, "What's the proudest moment in your life?" Harold paused, then said, "When I restored the community garden in my neighborhood, seeing people gather on benches I'd built." Sofia smiled. That answer held substance. She responded with her own story, how she had learned English by teaching art to refugee children. Harold listened, deeply engaged. The role play helped him realize something. Listening felt natural, and being heard felt rare. Next came body language coaching. At one point, Mara popped by to give a gently whispered note. Maintain eye contact, allow brief silence, don't cross arms. Harold realized he often looked at the table or stiffened. Sofia offered to walk through the square. They strolled beneath fairy string lights, tiles glowing under evening light. She lightly nudged him, suggesting he try lightly touching her forearm when he laughed. He followed, surprised by how natural it felt, and reassured when she didn't pull away. Still, these felt like tests. He stumbled softly when she asked him to lead the pace. He inadvertently stopped too long at a corner, made a joke about Portuguese sunsets, which earned an amused smile but not a laugh. At one point, Sofia asked, "Is there something you find hard about dating?" Harold exhaled. This felt real. He said, "I worry I'm boring. That my awkward pauses make me seem uninterested or unfun." Sofia nodded. "That's brave to say. Most people hide that feeling." She reached out and gently squeezed his hand. He stiffened, caught off guard. For a moment, his heart thumped uncomfortably. Was this part of the practice? He withdrew slightly. "Am I doing this wrong?" He felt a mix of shame and relief. Shame for not performing better, relief that someone trusted him fragilely. Mara stepped in, whispering quietly, "That's fine. Wrap up with a gratitude exercise. Say one thing you appreciated in the conversation." Harold looked at Sofia, sincerely. "I appreciated how patient you were, and how you showed me listening can be a gift." Sofia's eyes glistened softly. She said, "Thank you, Harold. You listened too." Afterward, they returned to the hotel lobby. Mara greeted them with tea and notes. Sofia shared her own observations calmly. Harold, your sincerity is his strongest quality. Once you pause, it's okay to admit pausing, you don't need to fill the silence. Mara added, your goal is not charm, it's connection. Let your pauses hold space. That evening, as Harold thought back on their walk through Alfama's winding alleys, he realized something deep. Dating isn't about amping up personality, it's about accepting yourself in vulnerability. Sophia's calm patience taught him more than any scripted advice.